This footage captured Samantha Lee Josephson entering a car after a carefree night out with her friends. She called an Uber to head back home. Little did she know that this decision would mark the final moments of her life. What seemed like an ordinary night quickly turned into a nightmare, all because of one devastating mistake. And now, the man who was behind the wheel that night sits in an interrogation room.
There's nothing with me on camera picking somebody up. Can y'all show me the camera footage, please?
The haunting question remains. What could have unfolded inside the car that claimed Samantha's life? She had sustained 120 stab wounds all over her body, and the answer to it would be far more terrifying than anyone could have anticipated.
You understand that part? Blood in your car.
I'm murdering nobody.
On March 29, 2019, Samantha decided to spend the night with her friends. They were at the Bird Dog Bar, a popular, bustling college nightlife zone in Columbia, South Carolina. Around 2 a.m., she called an Uber to head back home. Moments later, a car arrived, and Samantha, who believed it to be her ride, mistakenly entered that vehicle. However, she was unaware of the tragedy that was about to befall her. The following day, when Samantha failed to return home, her friends reported her missing as she mysteriously vanished without a trace.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, we were just going to call to let you know our friend is missing. We went out in 5 Points last night, and she still hasn't made it home. Her phone's dead.
Approximately 14 hours later, some hunters made a gruesome discovery. They found a blood-covered body discarded in a remote area, which was later identified as Samantha Josephson's. After reviewing the area's CCTV footage, Samantha was last seen getting into a black Chevrolet Impala. Authorities began focusing on the mystery man inside the vehicle. After a diligent search, police eventually spotted the car 5 blocks away from the crime scene. When officers attempted to pull over his car, he fled on foot before being detained. He was identified as Nathaniel David Rowland. Nathaniel was immediately arrested and brought in for questioning.
Here is what we've got so far. So everything I read to you is the truth and is true and accurate to what we've been able to develop, okay? So it's on March 29, 2019, the victim, Samantha Josephson, was reported missing to the City of Columbia Police Department after leaving the Bird Dog Bar at 715 Hardin Street at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning of 200 hours, okay? And requesting an Uber ride to take her home. The reported being Samantha, the reporting individual reported the victim missing, and it was captured on video surveillance entering what appeared to be a 4-door black Chevrolet Impala on the 700 block of Hardin Street in the City of Columbia, County of Richland, which is down in our 5 Points area. The victim was later found deceased in a rural area of Clarendon County with numerous wounds to her body that are believed to have caused her death. An awareness bulletin was disseminated among Columbia Police Department personnel that contained a photograph of the victim when she was last seen and a photograph of the black Chevrolet Impala that the victim was seen entering. On March 30, 2019, at approximately 2:33 hours, a lawful traffic stop was conducted by the Columbia Police Department on a 2017 Chevrolet Impala bearing SE tag that was being driven by Nathaniel David Rowland. That's your data for, sir. After initiating the traffic, After initiating the traffic stop and a short foot pursuit, blood was found in the passenger compartment of the vehicle that was analyzed and confirmed to be that of the victim. A DNA mixture was found within the blood, and a known standard of the suspect is needed, the suspect being you, is needed to compare to the evidence that was collected. The affiant believes that the buccal swabs of the suspect, Nathaniel David Rowland, could be compared to evidence already collected and will assist in the investigation of the reported disappearance and murder of the victim under South Carolina Code Section 16310. Basically, that means we just want to take your DNA and compare it to all the DNA evidence, the mixtures within the blood, that kind of stuff, and want to see if your DNA hits on that.
You said DNA mixture was found within the blood? What you mean? The DNA mixture was found in her blood?
Within the blood in the back of the car. In the car. Within the blood, meaning the blood was tested. It's on the upholstery and everything.
Right.
Meaning there's somebody else's DNA is in that blood too. I mean, it's been mixed around. I mean, somebody touched it, was in it, bled in there with it, whatever it is. We'll be able to know that through forensic testing.
But it wouldn't make any sense regardless if the car's mine and everything's in the car. Whatever else is in my car.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Absolutely. And you're on the right track there, okay? But I got to say it again, that there's some legalities. I want to make sure I'm doing right by you. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to do something that's going to be construed as off color or like I'm trying to trick you or something. So if you want to discuss that, we can just discuss that, or we can discuss whatever you want to discuss. If that's what I'm understanding you to say. But we've got some rights we got to talk about if that's what you want to do. If not, let's,
I'm good.
Okay.
Initially, Nathaniel appears cooperative in providing his DNA for testing. However, as soon as detectives confront him with the evidence stacking against him, he becomes defensive. While waiting for Samantha's autopsy reports, detectives leave Nathaniel alone for a brief period. Meanwhile, they find additional footage showing a man with his face covered attempting to use Samantha's debit card at different ATMs. In the meantime, the forensic team relentlessly searches for evidence inside the vehicle. What stunned the officers was the excessive amount of blood inside the vehicle. They also discovered Samantha's cell phone and learned that Nathaniel had activated child-proof locks to trap her inside the vehicle. They discover a footprint impression on the backside window, indicating the cruelty Samantha was trying to escape. They also find bleach, germicidal wipes, and window cleaner, suggesting the suspect's attempt to remove biological traces. Amidst the evidence, detectives uncover an eviction notice inside the vehicle, but no one could have predicted that a single piece of paper would lead detectives to where everything would finally fall into place.
Warrant from the County of Richland, all right? Signed by the affiant Derek Horton, who says, defendant Nathaniel David Rowland did within this county and state on March 29, 2019, violate the criminal law of the state of South Carolina and Richland County. The description of the offense is kidnapping. Kidnapping. The offense is kidnapping.
For what?
I'm fit to read it to you. Okay, this is your affidavit. This is what tells you what you did. Okay?
What day is it?
This happened on March the 29th. Okay? Early morning hours. On or about March 29, 2019, the defendant, Nathaniel Rowland, did with unlawful intent commit the crime of kidnapping. And they approached the victim in the 5 Points area of the city of Columbia, South Carolina, which is in Richland County, while she waited transportation to a residence. The victim was captured on surveillance video entering what appeared to be a black 4-door Chevrolet Impala in front of the Bird Dog Bar, located at 715 Hardin Street, Columbia, South Carolina. On March 29, 2019, the victim was found deceased in a rural area of Clarendon County, South Carolina, with numerous wounds evident on multiple parts of her body, to include her head, her neck, face, her upper body, her leg, and her foot. On March 3, 2019, subsequent to a lawful traffic stop by the Columbia Police Department of a 2017 Chevrolet Impala, known hereafter, when you'll hear again, be subject vehicle. That's your 2017 Chevrolet Impala. Driven by the defendant, that's you. A large amount of dark colored liquid was visible throughout the subject vehicle's passenger compartment, which, when later tested, presumptively tested positive for blood. During the execution of a lawful search warrant on the said subject vehicle, additional amounts of dark colored liquid which presumably tested positive for blood were discovered in the trunk and passenger compartments. Collections of the blood were obtained by SLED forensic crime scene agents and were submitted to SLED DNA laboratory for analysis and compared to a known standard of the victim. Okay? The analysis concluded blood located in the subject vehicle, which is your vehicle, was that of the victim. Also, a cellular telephone belonging to the victim was found inside the passenger compartment of the subject vehicle. Likewise, located in the subject vehicle was a container of bleach, germicidal wipes, and window cleaner. Further investigation of the subject vehicle determined the child's safety and window locks had been activated and would thereby not allow the victim any means of escape from the subject vehicle. The victim's body was also located in the area known to the defendant and near an area where the defendant recently resided, according to law enforcement sensitive databases and electronically accessed state maintained information. You are hereby charged with the offense of kidnapping.
That's another offense?
Yep. You understand you're charged with murder. You understand your charges? Kidnapping and murder.
I don't accept those charges, but
Well, you ain't gotta accept it. You ain't gotta accept it one way or the other. That's what you're charged with.
so that's why I'm not going to jail?
Yes, sir. You are officially charged with kidnapping and murder, Nate. I told you this was coming early.
But how did I even... No, that's not possible.
Nate, it's possible. It's happening right now. It's happening right now.
I did not kidnap or murder anyone.
Okay. Talk about this earlier. I'm gonna give you the opportunity. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me.
But we already talked.
I know we did.
You knew how all that stuff played out.
I know exactly how it played out, and you're charged with kidnapping and murder. Okay? Earlier, you mentioned something about a lawyer.
When do I go to court?
Listen to me. You mentioned something about a lawyer earlier. Do you wish to talk to me or not? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to serve these warrants on you, these things. I'll get you a copy, and you'll be sent back to Alvin Detention Center, okay? You're charged with kidnapping and murder. You understand that? You think it's a bad day for you?
Where did y'all put me on any of this crime? How do y'all place me on the crime just because my car is there?
Do you want to talk to me or not? You said a while ago you didn't want to talk unless you had an attorney. What's your choice?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I'm not signing anything.
You ain't got to sign anything. It's already been signed on you.
Okay.
To simplify it, it sounds like you got questions about it.
I do.
Killed the girl most likely in the car. Her blood was in there. You took her phone, disabled it, left it in the car. For whatever reason, you decided not to clean the car out. And leave her phone in there.
I'm just trying to understand how you trying to get this on.
Okay, do you understand what the rights that I read to you earlier? That you have the right to have a lawyer present. Do you want to talk to me without a lawyer present?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, listen to me. You know, according to Supreme Court cases, you have a right to have an attorney sitting here while you're talking. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that's a right that you're given.
Yes, sir.
Okay? That's a right that was decided by the Supreme Court in a case called Miranda. And what I read to you earlier is your Miranda rights, which entitles you to have an attorney sitting right here or later on somewhere when you're talked to by me. Okay?
So
or anybody.
Can I call my attorney right now?
What's your attorney's name? You don't know.
I have to call my family to get the attorney information, sir.
I understand that. So the question is this: do you want to talk to me or not? Nate? It's like this.
I want to talk to my attorney.
Okay. What's your attorney's name?
I have to call my family, sir. Once I call my family, then that's
Do you have an attorney?
Yeah, my family has an attorney.
What's his name?
I'm not sure. I haven't had to deal with him. I didn't have to deal with him, so I didn't know anything. Blah.
Blase. And blase means to me, you ain't got an attorney.
I do have an attorney, and I want him present with me. I want to call my family so I get my attorney information.
Okay.
Is that a problem, sir?
I don't have a problem with anything, okay? If you want to talk to the man, just go on and talk to him.
I want to talk to him with my attorney.
All right, then. Well, then just shut up until you get your attorney.
No, he just told
That's
me.
what he's trying to tell you.
What I'm trying to tell you
I
is
thought he
this.
told me to ask for my attorney, but I don't know my attorney's number.
Right.
Well, we don't know who your attorney is either. Who's your attorney?
That's why I was just saying, can I call my family so I can get my attorney name and information?
Yeah, but we're not waiting up here all day and all night for your attorney. Your attorney can come up here at any time. Listen to me, man. He can come up here at any time and sit down with you and talk to police when he gets ready, okay? That's how that works. Now, unlike him, if you want to talk, I'm going to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yes, sir.
If you want to talk without your attorney, I'm going to listen to you. We've advised you what your rights are.
Kidnapping.
I rebuke it in Jesus' name.
Murder.
And I rebuke it in Jesus' name.
Despite Nathaniel's adamant denial, the detective's certainty about his involvement stems from something far darker. The eviction notice turns out to be a turning point in the case. It leads detective to Nathaniel's ex-girlfriend, Maria Howard's residence. She provides them with some crucial details. Maria confirms that Nathaniel has been spending some time at her house. Additionally, she recounts the alarming details, claiming she found dried blood inside Nathaniel's car and a blood-covered double-bladed knife he was cleaning. Upon asking him several times about it, he successfully dodged her questions. Not only does this pivotal piece of information implicate Nathaniel, but the troubling twist this plot is about to take would further deepen the hole he dug for himself.
Did you read this?
I read it to you.
That thing don't, it don't even sound right. It doesn't even sound like correct, even evidence of anything.
Is there something you don't understand about the warrant?
You said I killed somebody. Who said I killed them?
It was signed by Lieutenant Horton.
So how do you feel I killed anybody?
The explanation of why you were charged with this is concluded. Can you read it right?
One, because I drive this car every day, sir.
Can you read it right?
Curtis, so you know that. I'm just saying. I drive this car every day, so now she's saying I was driving it that night and kidnapped and killed somebody.
Murder, kidnap. That's you.
Alright, dude. Let's go, dude.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, Nate.
Because this is right, man. Nothing you says anything about. We seen Nathaniel Rowland on footage picking somebody up.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. On or about March 29, 2019, Nathan Rowland, given malice forethought, committed the offense of murder by cause of the death of the victim. Nathan Rowland approached the victim in the 5 Points area in the city of Columbia. While she waited for transportation for arrest, the victim was captured on surveillance entering what appeared to be a dark 4-door Chevrolet Impala. You know where it was located. The victim was found deceased in a rural area of Clarendon County with numerous wounds evident on multiple parts of her body to include her head, her neck, her face, upper body, leg, and foot. On March 30th, 2019, subsequent to a lawful stop by the Columbia Police Department of a 2017 Chevrolet Impala, known hereafter as subject vehicle, driven by Nathaniel Rowland, a large amount of dark-colored liquid was visible throughout the subject vehicle passenger compartment, which later tested positive for blood. So, the execution of a lawful search warrant of said subject vehicle, additional amounts of dark-colored liquid which presumably tested positive for blood were discovered in the trunk passenger compartment. Collections of the blood were obtained by SLED forensic crime scene agents and were submitted to SLED DNA laboratory for analysis and compared to a known standard of the victim. Do you understand that part? Blood in your car. We know what her DNA looks like. We got a known sample of it. We take that and compare it to the blood in your car. It's positive. It's her blood. Okay?
So that means just because her blood is in my car, that means I was the one that did it?
The analysis, let me see.
Sorry?
That was her blood in the vehicle. Also, a cellular telephone belonging to the victim was found inside the passenger compartment of the subject vehicle.
There's nothing with me on camera picking somebody up. Can y'all show me the camera footage, please? Can you show me the footage, please?
Say what?
The footage of me picking her up.
All I'm showing right now is a murder warrant, kidnap warrant.
Excuse me?
That's all I'm showing you right now is a murder warrant and a kidnap warrant.
What does that mean by warrant?
Warrant, you are officially charged with murdering somebody. You're officially charged with kidnapping somebody. Okay?
But how do you do that?
That's the young girl that you had in the back seat of your car.
How do you officially say you're charged with murder?
You go before a magistrate. Magistrate, you present probable cause before a magistrate. That's what happened. Magistrate, you got probable cause. And we know we do. Presented information before a magistrate. Magistrate, here's your warrant for murder. Here's your warrant for kidnapping because you got probable cause. That's the things I just explained to you.
Probable cause is not a definite. What? Come on now. Probable cause is not saying, or just because you're the only suspect, sir, that's probable cause. And
you're the defendant. You're charged with murder and kidnapping.
That's what I'm saying.
The young lady you had in the back seat of your car. The young lady you had in the back seat of your car that you stabbed to death, that's what you're charged for.
I'm not stabbing nobody, sir. I want to see that. I want to see me approach.
I promise you, you'll have a chance one day to see that. So will.
Yeah, it showed that I approach her.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can approach somebody. Pull up beside them.
What?
Pull up in a vehicle beside somebody. If I'm driving a car and you're standing over there and I drive a car up, I just approached you in a vehicle.
Or how about you drive a car and park the car? How does that approach somebody?
Well, if somebody's standing there and you approach them. Okay.
Well, see, you hear what you said, sir?
I'm just trying to explain that. This
is what I'm saying. For 1 second now. Okay. 1 second. You drive your car. Yep. And I'm just talking, just like how you was just talking. Because obviously you say, I'm telling how you talking. Okay. So you drive your car. Right. And you pull up.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you pull up for that person, or this person, or that person. Who said that you pull up for anybody out here?
Yeah. And she got in the back seat of your car.
Do you have any records of me and her conversing before then? Just for her to have any reason to get in the back of my car? Why did she get in the back of my car? Now, why did she get there? Did I get out the car and say, get in my car right now? Or did I get out the car and say,
How you rolling?
That's what I'm saying. How did she get in the car?
That she was captured entering your vehicle.
How did she get in there?
And then she was later found deceased.
How did she get in the vehicle?
She approached your vehicle.
So she approached me. I approached her. Which one?
The vehicle's...
Because that's the difference between kidnapping.
What's that?
That was approach you. You approach them.
What are you trying to get at?
I did not kidnap or murder anyone.
I understand what you're saying.
I did not.
Why do you want to argue with me right now?
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to tell you. I didn't approach anybody to kidnap them. I approached my period.
It's like this. A stranger gets inside of your vehicle, and you think that's what your game's going to be. A stranger gets inside the vehicle, you decide to, hell, I'm just going to drive off with it. You know? I'm just shooting straight.
None of this is like scam.
Yeah, if that would have been the case, and drive up somebody, approach them, and they get in your car.
Not approach them.
And they ain't supposed to be in your car. The first thing you're going to do is, like you said a while ago, what the hell are you in my car for? Get out. Not that they end up dead in Clarendon County where you was raised at.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all are suspecting stuff. Y'all are suspecting stuff. Y'all
proving stuff.
How's that proven? I went to school there?
Nate.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all just suspecting things and putting it on me.
Nate, you know my name is Lee Blackman with SLED. If you ever decide you want to talk to me.
Despite being cornered with irrefutable evidence, Nathaniel's attempt to maintain his facade of innocence is simply pathetic. During the investigation, detectives also searched Maria's house. There, they uncovered tons of physical evidence that tore apart Nathaniel's web of lies. Among some trash bags, they found the knife, blood-covered wipes, and clothes which he had been wearing for days. They also discovered a scratched black leather jacket, indicating Samantha's desperate struggle to protect herself. This same jacket was seen in the footage, confirming Nathaniel as the one who attempted to withdraw money using Samantha's debit cards. Throughout, Nathaniel shows no sign of remorse. However, the damning evidence is enough to seal his fate forever. But will this truly serve justice to a precious life lost so mercilessly? Nathaniel was charged with kidnapping, murder, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. In July 2021, during the trial, prosecution called 31 witnesses to testify against him. Among them was the owner of a cell phone repair shop who testified that Nathaniel tried to sell him a phone belonging to Samantha. A few days later, he was found guilty on all charges. Nathaniel was sentenced to life imprisonment, with the judge describing him as heartless and a case as the most severe murder he had ever seen. Following the sentencing, Samantha's family established a foundation called What's My Name, which focuses on educating the public about rideshare safety, providing scholarships, and victim support initiatives.